You know what the biggest problem I'm having right now? Trying to buy a mansion here in Las Vegas.
All those Californians buying all the real estate up?
I know, it's not that, man. It is a big problem because, man, these houses are going fast. But no, my number one problem right now is that if I'm living in Sin City, I want a house that's designed for debauchery. Like, I want that character, I want that style. And like, now that we looked at a couple places, when did Vegas become so cookie cutter? All the houses look like gigantic boxes without any flavor. It's like cardboard
Lego set after
boxes.
Lego set.
It's as boring as possible. Settle down, Middle America as possible.
Track homes, suburbia.
Goodness. All right, let's talk about that today.
All right, let's do it.
What's up, y'all? Sean Master Lee.
And Lulu.
And Larry.
So today, babe, we went to look at houses. While you were working, we were
house shopping.
We were window shopping.
Yeah, we were window shopping. Literally looking at real windows. And I had to do it because, babe, you would not believe how fast these houses are going. Like, at this point, our real estate agent, who is actually, a YouTuber himself, his boss is like a famous YouTuber here. He said, like, John, I don't think these houses are going to last through the weekend. You better come look like now.
Damn.
And so it's going that fast.
That hot.
Yeah. So we're going to look at these houses without you.
While we were waiting, it was just person after person just rotating in and out.
What?
It wasn't even that great of a house.
Yeah, we got there about half an hour early, and there must have like a stream of like 10 cars lined up all around.
You knew which house was for sale because that block had all the cars parked.
Exactly. The rest of the neighborhood.
That crazy?
It's that crazy right now. Yeah.
Holy cow.
The real estate agent, we just started work with him this week. I should have not have put this off. I should have jumped on looking for a house even just 6 months ago. But I gave him 10 houses to look at. And he said, 8 of these are already gone, John. So here's the only 2 that are left.
Holy.
So I'm like,
what?
Larry, come on over. Let's go look at a house today. Just like that.
Yeah, I was literally on the phone. You're like, Larry, you got to get here as soon as you can.
Right now. And boom, we headed on over there. So this was the house that we took a look at here. And, the pictures actually look pretty nice. It's a nice looking house, right? It's $550,000.
5 bedrooms.
5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,500 square feet. So this would absolutely be like a dream home in California. It sounds big. It's ironic because like the minute I started to take a look at it on the inside, I actually thought like, not big enough.
Yeah.
Like that was my impression that this is it's like a big family home, but it's not mansion mode. It's not the kind of place that...
Not like a high ceiling.
That had a nice high ceiling.
Actually did have a high ceiling in the one room.
That main living area had a beautiful high ceiling with a balcony that was overlooking it. But it didn't have mansion feel. And for me, it's not even mansion.
Sin feeling.
Yeah, they didn't have a sex swing in the living room.
No, they did not.
They didn't have the neon lights around that was swinging around to the all-you-could-drink bar.
Have that swinger pit next to the old 70s fireplace.
That's what I want.
What is that?
A swinger's pit? That's a little, which is, there's nowhere out. And
you never seen those houses where like in the living room, it's like sunken in a bit and it's like giant pillows everywhere. And it used to be because they can have like, I don't know what, orgies in them.
Basically, the big
like
swinger
that.
party out
there.
Or buffet.
Yeah, a type of buffet.
It's a type of buffet. Fish buffet.
Everybody puts their
sausage and fish buffet.
Boy.
But no, not this. This is and honestly, think about it. It wasn't even the space that was an issue for me. Because I think we could have cleared out some of the space to be able to fit a studio in. Like that's a big thing for me. I want to be able to have my podcast YouTube studio in there. It was that everything about it just felt so suburban.
Typical.
Like designed for a family.
And you don't have kids, John.
That's right.
That's
my nuts don't work, so like, why would I want kids? Right? It's like we agree. Like, we're not going to have kids, so like, let's have the swinger lifestyle. Let's live it up in Vegas. And I'm like, I thought to myself, like, is this really where I want to live? If that's the case,
Something's missing.
something was missing. And
Right.
like, I think like when people think of Vegas, they think what we're looking for might be like every house in Vegas. Like, that's my impression. Like, everywhere you go, you see these kind of like crazy fun houses. I think like what Wayne Newton probably would live in, like that kind of house, right? And we saw that house we were going over in our last podcast, right? The one up on the hill.
You want that Caesar's Palace, gaudy, over the top, 70s casino.
You know that
Martin Scorsese movie house.
Oh, either that or a modern day mansion where you have like the infinity pool, you have the like neon lights around, like Tronish type of look.
Yeah.
Like one of those two. Like something has to visually stand out.
The palms.
Exactly. The Palms or Caesar's Palace. I want something,
but you don't want.
I don't want
cookie cutter track home.
I don't want it to look like that box.
We're boring.
Where you're in Costco and that it's like the wine box, right? It's like boxed wine in a giant cardboard crate type of design. Literally a giant square.
It's good enough, and you get a lot. But it's not unique.
It's ugly on the outside. There's no aesthetic on the inside, but there's a lot of volume. There's a lot of space. I'm not going to knock it. 3,500 square feet is pretty big.
Yeah. It was like surprisingly big when you went inside.
It was.
When you looked at it the outside, though,
you don't notice it up front. Yeah, it opens up in the back, but like, so in other words, it's designed for space maximization almost, right? Like look at this. This is as much yard you get.
This is brand new.
That's it.
It's fairly new.
Maybe in the last 10 years. Let's see. I mean, let's check out the house here. 20 years old. Originally, it was around. You could have got this house back in the day for like $150,000.
That's after the crash.
Yeah. So a house like this was about $150,000 right after the crash of 2018.
Wow.
And now it's up to like 550.
It's on its way to 6.
Damn, we could have just bought during that time.
So it feels like to this house to me, like it's suburban house, not even what I would call mansion quality at this point.
It's in a weird location too.
It is in a very weird location. Well, depends if you like living next to an amusement park. Like literally right next to the amusement park.
You can walk down the street.
You're right next to a water park. Literally right here.
You can hop
Which
the
is
fence
cool because
you're in the water park.
You're right there. But man, if that thing is running, can you imagine? Noisy as hell, kids every day. Would have been. You know, I have nothing wrong with families, but I want debauchery. This is what this show's about, right?
Yes, I agree.
Right, life's too short. Right, let's have some fun.
I don't want a boring house.
I want a house with character.
Lots of character, which we could do, you know, in a post-operation, right? We can always enhance surgically, you know, like breasts, type of thing, right? I was thinking in this house because
we'll
they
give
have
it
a
a
backyard.
Personality with a little surgery.
We'll give it some personality. We'll add an infinity pool,
Touch up.
right? I was thinking even build a studio back. And one thing I didn't even realize, like this house here, because it's part of a gated community, there's HOA. They won't let me even build an extended part of the house.
Nope.
I couldn't even add square footage.
There wasn't much room to add square footage to it either, though, right? The lot was like, here's your lot. That's why it's so maximized for space inside that lot.
So you get your lot. The lot here is about 5,200 square feet. So quite literally, this house takes up almost 100% of this lot.
So it's a no. This house is a no.
Yeah, this house is a no, but not only this house is a no, but I'm going to cut out all those houses just like on the picture that looks like cookie cutter, family home,
when you see
suburbia.
That neighbor house is right on the edge of the frame. You're like, you know, it's cookie cutter. They're right on top of each other.
Yeah, the whole street looks like it's...
Looks the same. Like if you didn't know, you couldn't tell which house was which house other than the fact that this one had cars waiting outside.
If you had Alzheimer's,
right,
you will get home one day, you're like... it's almost like when I was in college and I was drunk and I'm trying to remember like, oh my God, what room am I in? And you walk into the wrong one. I've had a friend do that. He literally walked into the wrong room drunk. Actually, it's even worse than that.
Weird?
He walked into my room, thought it was the bathroom, pulled down his pants, sat on the edge of my bed, about ready to take a dump.
Hell?
And I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking a dump. I like kicked him off right then and there. He's like, what the fuck? And then he realized, oh, I'm not in the bathroom. Yeah, but it's like that. Or maybe not quite like that.
Not quite like that.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's a debauchery I want, though. I want stories like
you
that.
want it
in my life.
purposeful, not accidental. Not an old person walking into the wrong house.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want the kind of debauchery that I had in like high school and college where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I stayed on all night, getting drunk. Oh, I don't remember what I did. No, that's lame. I want the kind of stuff where I know I'm in control. And because I have the means, I can go ahead and enjoy that now, right? You can, if you want to smoke weed and have fun today, you can. Like, I don't need to like worry. It's Vegas kind of thing, right? If I want a stripper pole in my house and I want to have a stripper party because it's known as stripper central, I want that. Why can't I have that? Why do I have to live with the stigma of that? Right?
Well, you can in this house, as long as the HOA approves the stripper pole being put in first.
Ew, they're gonna kick us out, especially if
Oh my
you're
God!
like
Can you
that.
imagine if there's a law of like stripper pole law type of thing? It's funny because talking with our real estate agent, he was saying how even though the market's on fire today, he doesn't think it's going to collapse. And the reason why
Doesn't think.
he doesn't think it's going to collapse because he thinks like the world has changed permanently, and so people are migrating here because they realize there's a better life that could be had here. It's not like they're going to come and they're going to leave or they're buying stuff they can't afford. In fact, a lot of the buyers, they have the money. They're ready to go buy, right? Because real estate here has been historically pretty cheap in the last 10 years. Unlike the last time the market crashed, he was talking about the stripper real estate crash of 2008. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I think it was like if you've seen the documentary The Big Short, stuff like that, they kind of talk about it. It was those interest only loans where you could get them in real easy, real cheap, but then when the interest was due, bam, it shot through the roof and no one could afford it. This boom is a different boom. This is people moving and migrating because they don't have to sit in one place anymore.
So like back then you had these strippers who had, good money, and they would buy like 2 to 3 to 4 houses because the real estate market kept going up and up. They're like, all right, well, if I don't have to put money down to buy the house, I'll just buy 2, 3, or 4, right? Because you could literally get 0% interest loans back then. It was that crazy. When the market crashed, they're suddenly stuck paying for a house that was like way beyond their means.
The variable interest rates.
And they're not limiting them. So they're like, whatever then, and I'll let it go. So that's why the market crashed. A lot too much speculation.
Dominoed.
Totally dominoed. So so it doesn't feel like that now. Even though I do feel like
there's going to be
6 months too late. Yeah. I think it still might.
It's going to be a dip sometime.
This is what I want. All right, Larry. House with character. House that is either big enough where I can build a studio within it, or has a big enough lot where we could build our own like production studio in the back.
Build an attachment.
Build an attachment to it. Yeah. And I want an infinity pool.
You want an infinity pool.
I want an infinity pool. Yeah.
It's got to be
Then
at the
you
top of the
don't
list.
pick the one in the community places.
None of these gated communities.
None of that.
Yeah, but that also means it's a lot less safe.
They're the areas of town. I can tell you, like, you shoot around Eastern and Trop. Those are some crazy, cool, weird houses with personality and bigger lots. But you go a block this way, a block that way, it gets a little scary.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, bang, bang, boom.
Hey,
yeah.
We want debauchery. Let's take it all.